There are many Christians who think that God exists for them. I mentioned that Sunday.
Your purpose is to live for God and not the other way around. You exist for one reason and one reason only, for the sole purpose of glorifying the name of God. Unfortunately, a lot of people, including many Christians, completely miss this vital point. Let's hear what Pastor Chris has to say about this.
It's so important so that there are many Christians who think that God exists for them. I mentioned that Sunday. They think that God lives for them. God is there for us. They say, after all, that's what God is there for. They think God is there to answer our prayer. No, think about it. The foolishness of it. Just to think that God exists to answer our prayers, He's there for us. That's the language of the carnal Christian. He thinks God exists for him. He thinks God is there for him. He's there for us. For us? No, He's not. He's not there for us. As a baby Christian, a carnal Christian, a baby Christian is not somebody who has just been born again, even though he's still a baby Christian. But a baby Christian is, as a baby Christian, a carnal Christian. A baby Christian is not somebody who has just been born again, even though he's still a baby Christian. But a baby Christian is somebody who's not growing in the Lord. He's carnal. He's a babe. So they think that God exists for them. They think that God lives for them. God is there for us to answer our prayer. So anything you want Him to do, you send Him. So He lives for them in their mind, in their thinking. They need to use Him. When you grow up, you discover God doesn't live for you. He does not exist for you. He is not there for you. You are here. Say this with me. God doesn't exist for me. I exist for Him. He doesn't live for me. I live for Him. That's right. The babies think God lives for them.
I'm always amazed by the simplicity with which Pastor Chris captures and explains certain concepts. This is one of them. Some people think that God exists for them. Please do not brush this over or quickly rush through it. Think about it very carefully, because if you do, you will see that many of us have been making this same mistake for a very long time. Pastor Chris says people with such belief are carnal Christians or baby Christians. It means they need spiritual maturity, spiritual growth, or if you like, the spiritual understanding that we all exist for God and not the other way around. How does a baby Christian or a carnal Christian act? 1, he thinks that God is there for the sole purpose of answering his prayers. 2, he thinks that the purpose of life is to get anything he wants. He is frustrated when things do not go his way. 3, he is quick to think that God has abandoned him. His faith is only strong when things are working for him. 4, he does not defer to the will of God. 5, he does not understand or seek to validate the purpose of God in his life. Every Christian knows that the biggest step you can take is to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior and be born again. But after that, there are more steps for growth and advancement in the Spirit. You must continue to grow in the faith and the understanding of God's purpose for the world and for your role in the world as a Christian.